So find that comfortable seat. So we could just take a moment to just pause a little bit before we start moving, using this hour as almost like your own personal escape. So once you find a comfortable seat, let's just check in with our posture. Make sure your navel's pulled gently in and up. You might notice, if you really pay attention, that maybe you're rocking a little bit more forward. So really try to lean back so that your ears are right over your shoulders are right over your hips. And start to just notice the subtle things, like your sit bones rooting down, the breath as it flows in and out through your nose. And as much as you can, just try to slow down your thoughts, that busyness of the mind. So focus on the sound of your breath. And we'll breathe together just 10 deep breaths. Full deep ujjayi breaths. Maybe every inhale has its own count of several, 4, 5 breaths, or 4 or 5 counts. And just the same on the exhale. So as much as you can, try to even out the inhales and the exhales. And after your 10 breaths, we'll meet laying down on your back. There's no rush, but when you eventually make your way onto your back, just bring your knees in towards your chest and just start to give yourselves a little squeeze, a little hug in towards the center. Good. Maybe a little rock here from side to side. Start to massage the lower back. Think of this practice this morning as really a way to comfort and nurture yourself. So just doing whatever feels good here. You can maybe take a twist. Let's wrap the right leg on top of the left, almost like you're creating an eagle leg, but open your arms up like a cactus. So just bend through the elbows and just drop your legs over towards the left. Turn your gaze to the right. And then slowly come back through center. Let's unhook the legs. This time the left leg on top of the right. Drop your knees now towards the right. Turn your gaze to the left. There's some very therapeutic elements when we cross the midline of our limbs. So if you want to tighten the grip of your legs, you can pull them in towards your navel. Good, then slowly come back through center. Unhook the legs, just bring the knees back in towards your chest. This time just start to rock and roll forward and back the whole length of the spine. We'll do this a few times to eventually meet in a tabletop position, hands and knees. So really spread through your fingers once you get there. Feel really grounded and rooted through the palms, through the tops of the feet. And then just a few rounds of cat and cow or any other movement that serves you this morning. So just start to link your breath with your movement. So maybe it's just your traditional cat and cow. Maybe there's some movement of the hips or the head or the neck. So really whatever works, maybe some rocking forward and back. Just notice areas that might feel a little tense for you today. Good. And then we'll slowly meet back in table position. Nice. Extend the right arm forward and the left leg back. So find that awkward balance pose. Good. So set your gaze. Nice. Maybe reach that right thumb up a little bit higher. Try to flex through the back heel so the whole leg is active. Good. And then from here, take your right arm to the right and your left leg to the left. So we're getting even more awkward now in our balance. But as much as you can, try to keep that left leg lifted with your left toes flexed so much that it's kind of facing the front side of your mat. Good. Stay here and breathe just for 3. Good. 2. And then on 1, bring everything back through center. Deep breath in here. And on the exhale, just crisscross that left knee behind the right and then sit down into cow face legs. So you're kind of sitting on your bottoms again with that right leg stacked on top of the left. Good. So make any adjustments that you need, especially not warmed up quite yet. So start off sitting nice and tall. Good. So sit bones on the ground. Try not to sit on the feet. If you need to, you can straighten your bottom leg out in front of you, but just take your arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in here. And on the exhale, now start to bow forward. So just as a way to really honor this time here on your mat. You can reach the fingers further out in front of you if you have some space and your hips feel okay doing that. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly just start to walk the hands back to a more upright position. Unhook the legs, shake them out in front of you. Do a little rock here from side to side. Again, noticing those sit bones, feeling grounded down towards the earth. And then boat pose, Navasana. So lift the legs, lift the heart, hold on to the backs of the thighs if you need it. Good. Otherwise, extend through the arms, extend through the fingers. Good. Feel your heart opening up here a little bit as it reaches through the arms. Stay for 3. Good. 2. And then on 1, just crisscross your legs, plant your hands in front of you. We'll meet back in table position. Good. So we'll do a cat and cow together just to realign the spine. So drop the belly, gaze up, deep breath in. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly all the way in and up. Good. And then come back to your neutral table position. Extend the left arm forward this time and the right leg back. Good. So again, set up your balance, set your gaze, try to slow down your thoughts to be right here and right now. Good. Strong through the back heel, extending strong through the front leg. Take a deep breath in, front arm. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, open that left leg to the left and the right leg to the right. Almost like a fire hydrant position, but keep that leg straight. Imagine lifting the leg so high that your ankle's in the same line as your hip. So that may or may not happen, but that's just a goal that we can set for ourselves. Good. Stay for 3, 2, and on 1, everything comes back through center. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, let the left hand come down. Just crisscross that right knee behind the left now. Come into those cow face legs. Onto your bottoms. I know it's sometimes a tricky adjustment. Just when you get there, make sure your left leg's on top of the right. Good. Nice and tall to start. Take your arms up overhead. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. And again, if you want to explore reaching the arms and the fingers a little bit further out in front of you, go ahead. One more breath here. And then slowly crawl the hands back, unhook the legs once more, shake them out a little bit. You can rock side to side. And then one more boat pose. Balance on the sit bones, lift the chest, lift the heart, try to gaze at your toes. Good. Stay, keep the legs pulled in towards the center. Heart lifts just for 3, Good. 2. And then on 1, crisscross the legs, plant the hands in front of you. This time we'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. So take your time getting there. Once you're there, start to pedal the feet, walk it out a little bit, shift the hips, shake out the head or the neck, full engagement from the ground all the way up. And then eventually just to find some stillness where those heels reach down towards the earth. You can glance at your feet, make sure they're about 2 fist distance apart, really just the space of the inner hips. Arms about shoulder width distance apart. Good. And let's just stay here for 5 breaths, just really being in this moment of downward facing dog. So we all kind of breathe at our own pace, but make sure your breaths are full and deep, more than just automatic breathing. And after your 5 breaths, we'll just meet at the top of the mat in a ragdoll pose. And just grab hold of opposite elbows once you're there, maybe a slight bend in the knees, a little rock from side to side, maybe shift the weight into one leg and then into the other. And then slowly release your hands down towards the floor. Lengthen the spine into a halfway lift. Exhale and fold, chest towards the thighs. Good. One more time, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, chest towards your thighs, and then slowly inhale as you rise all the way up to stand. Good. We'll just keep on flowing, this time through half Sun Salutation A. As you exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine into a halfway lift. Exhale and fold, chest to thighs. And then slowly inhale as you rise all the way up. We'll keep going like that. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. One more time like that. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, chest to thighs. And then slowly inhale, rise all the way up. This time, full Sun A. We'll take it slow. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back to high plank position. Let's hold here. Set up a nice strong plank. Try to pivot the weight a little bit more forward towards your tippy toes. So maybe your shoulders even come slightly beyond your wrist. Stay here and breathe just for 3. Zip in through the belly, pull in through your ribs. 2. And then your choice, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, lifts you up, cobra or upward facing where the thighs lift off the ground. Good. Exhale, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Good. And again, those deep breaths. Try to control the breath in and out through the nose. When it feels like there's little that we can control in the big scheme of things, at least we can be here controlling our breath. And then just look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat, big toes together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come to your heart center. Good. And again, arms up overhead, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, Chaturanga Dandasana, low plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, lift the hips. Energy through the inner hands. Energy through the lift of the belly. One more here. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat, big toes touch. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Find that moment of stillness. Good. And then we'll flow again. Inhale, reach up high, deep breath in. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, high to low plank, nice and steady with control. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, lift the hips. You know, child's pose is always available if you need it this morning. One more breath. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat, step or hop. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good, one more, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the arms high, deep breath. Exhale, bow and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, chaturanga as you exhale, breathe it all out. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog, good. Full deep breaths. It's going to guide you through this practice, guide you through this day. And then look forward. Come to the top of the mat, big toes together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. We'll go right to Sun B, big toes together, chair pose. Drop the bottoms low. Reach the arms high. Squeeze the energy in towards the center, even the pinky fingers pulling in towards the center. And then on the exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands high to low plank, chaturanga, breathe it out. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The right foot steps forward, ground down through the feet, rise up, warrior one. Deep breath as you rise, good. And then as you exhale, let the hands come down, high to low plank, chaturanga, breathe it out. Upward facing inhale, downward facing exhale, and then left foot steps forward. Firm in the feet, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. And then exhale, hands splash down, high to low plank. Upward facing inhale, downward facing exhale. Good, stay here. Meditation in motion. Good, stay present. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, good. And then look forward. Come to the top of the mat, big toes together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, drop the bottoms low, reach the arms high. Good, try to lean so much into your heels, those toes get light. And we'll keep on going. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine halfway. Plant the hands high to low plank. Try to keep your gaze forward here. Good. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Rise up, Virabhadrasana, deep warrior ones. Good. And then exhale, hands splash down, high to low. Imagine the body hovers over the earth. Up dog lifts you up. Down dog, lift hips. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Good. And then exhale, takes you down, high to low plank. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Good. Keep breathing. Let the breath be like your blanket of warmth from the inside out. Good, and then look forward. Come to the top of the mat, big toes together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, drop low, reach high. Good. And again, exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands high to low plank, chaturanga, exhale it out. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, brings you back down, high to low plank. So move with your breath. Upward facing, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana, rise up, good. Exhale to the mat, high to low plank. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe it out. Good. So if you need to, take a deep breath in through your nose and take a nice deep breath out. Good. One more like that. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. And then look forward. Make your way, step or hop, top of the mat. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Drop the bottoms low. Reach the arms high. This time, let's hang out in this chair. Sink maybe 2 inches deeper. Bring your hands to your heart center. Deep breath in. Exhale to twist. Left elbow. Really hook it to the outside of that right leg. Good. Glance down. Make sure your knees are even. Good. And then start to gaze over that right shoulder. Maybe you stay. If you want to take that left hand down to the floor, right arm reaches up. Good. A little bit more challenging with the arms open, I think. Good. Deep breath in. Zip up a little bit more. Make sure your hips are sinking lower than the area of your heart. Good. One more breath. And then let it go. Bow down and fold forward. Nice job. And then open the feet 2 fist distance apart. Set up for your yogi toe lock. Grab hold of the big toes. Look forward as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Good. A little bend here in the arms. Maybe a little bend in your knees. You find what works for you. But most importantly, imagine your sit bones reaching up towards the ceiling. Navel pulls in. Maybe a little tuck of the chin in towards your chest. Good. Nice. And then let it go. Unhook the toes. Heel toe the feet back together. We'll set up for the other side. Chair pose. Drop the bottoms low. Reach the arms up. Good. Nice strong chairs. Hands to the heart center. Deep breath in. Exhale and twist. Really hook that right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Good. Knees in a nice alignment so we can isolate the twist through the spine. Maybe you start to gaze over the left shoulder. Maybe stay. Maybe extend the arms. Good. Inhale. Every time you exhale, zip in the navel. Try to twist a little bit more. Good. One more like that. Inhale. Maybe drop 2 inches deeper. Exhale. Good. And then let it go. Fold forward. Nice job. Open the feet again, 2 fist distance. It's time for Guerrilla Posture. So crawl your hands underneath your feet, toes right on your wrist. Good. Once you find that, look forward as you inhale. Exhale, fold, chest to thighs, pull the navel strong. A little bit deeper here in the position, so you might have to bend the knee slightly more. Good. Maybe tip the weight a little bit more into those toes, like you're giving your wrists a massage. Good. One more breath. And then slowly unhook the hands. Look forward as you inhale. Exhale and fold, chest to thighs. And then slowly inhale as you rise all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up overhead. And then we'll take eagle arm. So wrap your right arm underneath your left. Good. Connect the elbows. Press your palms. Sit down into the legs like you're coming back into chair. And then wrap the right leg on top of the left. Good. So take your time setting it up. You can always have your right toes tap down to the floor to give you a little more stability. Most importantly, really squeeze the inner thigh so there's no space. And then again, start to lean back so you're in this nice upright position as much as you can. Good. Nice and steady. Set the gaze just for 3, 2, and on 1, let it go. Unhook the arms and legs. We'll take it to the other side. Reach the arms up. And then left arm wraps underneath the right. So again, try to tighten that grip as much as you can. You can also just grab opposite elbows. And then sink nice and low. Left leg on top of the right. Good. And then find more stability, this time from the inside. So really zip in through the pelvic floor. Zip in through the belly. If you want a little more emphasis in your shoulders, lift your elbows high and pull your hands further away from your face. Good. Stay and breathe for 3. Lean into the heel of the standing foot. 2. And on 1, let it go. Unhook the arms and legs. Reach up overhead. And then take your hands to your heart center. Again, take a moment to be still. We'll do eagle again. We'll build on it a little bit. So start off, arms up overhead. And then right arm wraps underneath the left. Sit down into the legs, right leg stacks over the left. Sink nice and deep like a chair leg. Good. Nice. Take a deep breath in here. And on the exhale, this time bow down, elbows towards your knee. Good. So setting up for warrior three, unhook that right leg, float it back behind you. Good. Like a capital T with your body, so strong through the standing leg. Try to reach those front fingers forward as you extend that right leg back. Good. Stay and breathe for 3, 2, and then step back into a lunge. The ball of the right foot comes down to the floor. You can keep your eagle arms for a moment and take a slight back bend here. So lift the elbows, lift the heart. Imagine your fingers tracing the sky. Deep breath in here. Nice. And on the exhale, just splash the hands down. Frame your front foot. Step back to a high plank position. Good. And then side plank. Let's keep the right hand down. Take the left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. So stack the ankles the best you can, or take the modified version with the lower knee down towards the mat. Good. Try to glance up towards that top arm. Good. Try to lift that top hip even higher up towards the ceiling. Imagine creating this nice rainbow shape with your body. Good. One more breath. Nice. And then let it go. High plank position. All the way forward to those tippy toes. Bend the elbows. Come down. Chaturanga. Inhale. Lifts you up. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Lift the hips back. Downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Step or gently hop. Halfway on the inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. We'll take eagle on the other side. So left arm wraps underneath the right. Sink into your legs, left leg over the right leg. Again, find that strength from the inside, that lift of the belly, the lift of the pelvic floor. Nice. Take a deep breath in. And then take it down. Elbows come down towards your knee. In preparation, where you know where we're going. Slowly unwrap that left leg, float it back, warrior three. Good. So much concentration involved. Set your gaze, maybe reach the fingers forward. Try to tack that left hip down a little bit so it's squeezing in towards the right. One more breath. Looks good. And then gently step back to a lunge position. Good. Keep your eagle arms nice and tall on the ball of that back foot. And then find a slight back bend here. Lift the elbows, lift the gaze, lift the heart. Good. And on the exhale, the hands come down to the floor. Frame that front foot. Step back to high plank position. Feet together. Set it up. Side plank. Left hand stays down. Take the right arm. Reach it up towards the ceiling. Good. So find the variation of the pose that works for you. If you're stacking those ankles, try to flex the feet in towards you. Good. One more deep breath. Maybe find your deepest expression. Nice. And then let it go. High plank position all the way forward to those tippy toes. Bend the elbows, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Big toes together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Slowly inhale as you rise all the way up to stand. Good. Exhale, hands come to your heart center, and then arms by your side. So lots of opportunity for grounding today. Let's shift the weight into that left leg. Squeeze your right knee in towards your chest. We'll set up for standing hand to toe pose. Good. So right hand will just kind of rest on that right knee, left hand to the hip to start. Maybe you stay, maybe you reach for that right big toe and extend that right leg forward. Good. So find what works for you. That extended leg doesn't have to be straight, even if you're reaching it out in front of you. But try to lean back enough that you're standing tall. Good. And then slowly open that right leg to the right. Let's turn the gaze to the left. Good. So that might make you lose your balance a little bit. That's okay. That's how we learn and we grow from these observations about ourselves. Good. And then slowly come back through center. Let's switch hands. Take your left hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Take the twist. Take the right arm, reach it back behind you. Good. And if you can, start to look back towards that right hand. Again, the change of the gaze can be a challenge. Good, and then slowly bring it back through center. Last thing, both hands to your hips. Extend that right leg forward. This is always a doozy. Try to lift the leg a little bit higher than it naturally wants to go. Good, try to zip in through the belly so you're not leaning back. Stay and breathe just for another 3. Good. 2, give the leg a little kick up towards the ceiling on 1, and then let it go, walk it out a little bit. And then we'll set up for the other side. So shift the weight into that right leg. Squeeze the left knee in towards your chest. Right hand will stay in towards the hip to start. So set your gaze and figure out what the right option is for you. Maybe stay or grab hold of that left big toe and extend the leg forward. Good. So take a moment to feel really rooted through that right standing leg. Deep breath in here. And on the exhale, open it up. Left leg to the left. Turn your gaze over towards the right. Good. And just acknowledge that it's a challenge to be on one leg. And that's why we practice. Good. And then slowly come back through center. Switch hands. Right hand to the outside of the knee. That left arm will slowly start to reach back. Good. And if it's available, you move through the gaze as well. You can reach to that left palm. Looks good. And then slowly bring it back through center. Both hands to your hips. Extend that left leg forward. Good. Try to lift the leg. So this is working a lot of deep inner muscles here. Trying to lift that leg higher than it naturally wants to go. Good. Flex through the feet. Stay for 3. 2, give the leg a little kick to the ceiling on 1. Nice. And then left foot comes down. Walk it out. Nice. We'll rinse it out with Sun Salutation A. Let's start by reaching the shoulders up over towards your ears, though, and just relax the arms down and back. And now we'll flow. Reach the arms up overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine. Halfway lift. Plant the hands high to low plank, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Just one breath in. One breath out. And then we'll do that again. Look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. We'll keep on going. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Whoops. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. There you go. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. And then take your right leg, reach it up towards the ceiling. Let's bend the knee and fan open. So maybe just some big hip circles here. Sometimes that feels like enough. If you like to flip the dog, then by all means, please do. That right foot comes down to the floor. Firm through your feet, firm through the inner edges of your thighs. Good. Like imagine a block in between your legs that you're squeezing shut. Good. And then we'll flip it back over. 3-legged dog. Take the right leg high. Squeeze the right knee in towards your nose. Gently step the foot through. Let's rise up to a lunge position. So on the ball of that back foot, reach the arms up overhead. And then on your exhale, open it up to warrior 2. Good. So adjust your stance a bit here. Gaze over that right middle finger. Flip the front palm. Float back, radiant warrior. Deep breath in. Exhale, side angle. Right arm down. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Good, so we'll do this twice more. Float back, Radiant Warrior, deep breath in. Exhale, side angle, right arm to the thigh, left arm up and overhead. Good, one more time, float back, Radiant Warrior, deep breath in. And then exhale, side angle pose. This is the one that will stay. So maybe you take a deep extended side angle with that right hand down towards the floor. That left arm can reach up towards the ceiling, or maybe you decide to reach it all the way over your head. So you have this long line of energy from your back heel all the way through your front fingers. And as much as you can, try to rotate your torso so it's facing more upward than down. Good, stay and breathe for 3. Looks good. 2. And then from here, go right to triangle pose. So just straighten that right leg, readjust your arms. So maybe you stack the arms one on top of the other. So any of these little adjustments that you need to feel grounded and firm in your triangle. Good. Even with the legs straight, there's still activation through the front of the legs. Enough that perhaps you even feel a nice stretch on the top of your hip. Good. One more breath here. And then turn your gaze down towards the floor. Halfmoon pose. Start to reach that front hand forward so that the left leg starts to lift. Good. And you want to stack your bones as much as you can here. Try to have your right shoulder right above that right wrist. Eventually that left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Good. And to keep the activation in the leg, try to flex the toes in towards your body so your whole leg is engaged. Good. Stay and breathe just for 3. 2. And then square it off through standing split. Let that left hand come down. Tack that left hip down as well. So look back. You can self-assess here. Make sure your toes are pointing down to the floor, not to the side. And then walk your hands out in front of you. Find some length here in your spine. And then revolved half moon. Left hand stays down. Take the right arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Good. Good. Inhale. Exhale. If you're feeling really adventurous today, you can reach your right hand back and try to grab hold of that left foot and maybe point those toes up towards the ceiling. Good. Wherever you are, let's stay with it just a little bit longer. Good. And then let everything go. Let's meet in a ragdoll position. Good. But in this ragdoll, let's open the stance of your feet a little bit wider, maybe more towards like your shoulders, shoulder width distance apart. Good. And then left hand is going to stay down to the floor. Take the right arm, reach it up towards the sky. Good. So maybe this feels like enough. There's going to be a continuum of steps here. Maybe wrap that right arm behind your back. Find that left hip crease. Good. Maybe you bend the knees a little bit here so you find the bind where that left arm wraps in between the legs to connect that right palm. Good. So maybe this feels good. This is a nice shoulder opener. But if you like to take Bird of Paradise, you're all set up for it. Just shift your weight into that right leg and slowly, slowly, no rush, start to rise up to a standing position. Good. I know straps are sometimes useful here. I'm not sure if you have those available. Good. Once you're in your tallest stance, again, there's all types of birds in paradise, so yours doesn't have to be the fullest expression just yet. But once you're uprising, try to stand as tall as you can. And then we'll just simply let it go when you've had enough. We'll meet in that ragdoll position once again. Shake it out. Good. And then release your hands down towards the floor. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing. So vinyasa through or simply step back to down dog. Good, deep breath in. Just as deep on the breath out. Good, and then from down dog, let's take the left leg, reach it up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, start to fan open again. So maybe some hip circles, maybe just kind of hanging out here with the hip open. Maybe flip the dog where that left foot comes down to the ground. Ground through both of your feet if you're flipping. Good, lift those hips up as high as you can. Good. And then we'll meet back in three-legged dog. Let's take that left leg, reach it back up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the left knee in towards your nose. Gently step the foot through. We'll rise up to Crescent Lunge. Good. So arms up overhead on the inhale. And on the exhale, let's open up to Warrior Two. So now that right foot anchors into the floor. Set up those left toes forward. Nice, firm, wide stance. Gaze over the left middle finger. And then flip the palm, float back, Radiant Warrior. Deep breath here. And on the exhale, left hand comes down to the thigh, right arm reaches up and overhead. Good. Twice more. Float back. Radiant Warrior, left side. Good. Exhale, side angle, left arm down, right arm up and over. Good. One more time. Float back, radiant on the inhale. Exhale, side angle. Maybe you stay. Maybe you go deeper with that left hand down towards the floor. Right arm can stay high, or you can find that right side body stretch by really reaching that right arm all the way over your ear. Good. And then once you have the arm over your ear, try to scoot that arm almost like it's behind the ear a little bit. So you rotate your torso slightly. Good. Stay. Imagine your back foot so firm into the ground. It's like you're anchoring to the earth. Good. 2. And then from here, right to triangle, just straighten that left leg and then readjust yourself. Readjust the stance, readjust the arms as you need to. The elements are the same for the most part. We're still keeping nice and open to the side of the room. Good. Legs are strong. Nice lines of energy. One more here. Good. And then slowly glance down, set up for your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Lean forward. So you got to bend that front leg a little bit so you can scoot that left hand far enough that you're creating those nice straight lines. Think of stacking your bones. And then lift that right leg, flex your toes in. Once you feel stable, take the right arm high. Good. If you fall out, just try it again. Nice and expansive. One more breath. Good. Then close it off. Standing split. Let the right hand come down. Good. Readjust your hips so they're nice and square again. Again, those back toes pointing to the floor. And then walk your hand slightly forward so you have some length in your spine. And then revolved half moon. Right hand stays down. Take that left arm, reach it up. Good. So think of the lower body square and your upper body in a rotation. Maybe this is enough. Otherwise, reach that left hand back, grab hold of your foot, and really try to reach those toes as high to the ceiling as you can. Good. Stay for one more breath. And then release any variations. Let's meet in a loose forward fold. Good. So you can widen your stance once you get there. A little bit more like shoulder width distance. Good. We'll set up for our options. This time the right hand stays down. Take the left arm, reach it up towards the sky. Maybe this feels good. Maybe find that half bind where that left arm, reach it back towards that right hip crease. Maybe stay. Maybe bend the legs a little bit so that right hand comes in between to try to reach for that left palm. Good. Maybe this feels like enough. Otherwise, set up your bird of paradise by leaning in towards that left leg. Good. Taking your time, lots of focus. If you decide to come to a rising position, go wherever you are. Let it feel right. Nice. Just for another 3. Good. 2. And on 1, let it go. Release the arms, release any variations. Take that ragdoll position. Good. Then look forward as you inhale. Exhale, just to fold, chest to thighs. And then look forward again. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. This time go through the vinyasa, high to low plank, chaturanga. Breathe it out. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And then from this down dog, just look forward, come to a seated position. And then once you're there, just lay down onto your back. We'll set up for a few back bends. We'll do a total of 5. So you figure out what variations you want to do, bridge, supported bridge, or upward bow. So set it up so the toes are pointing forward. Scoot your heels close enough that you can just about graze them with your hands. And then plant down through the feet and lift your hips up. Good. And then once your hips are elevated, if you're sticking with bridge, interlace those hands underneath your backs and shimmy those shoulders closer together. Make sure your toes are pointing forward and not kind of open to the sides. Good. Press into the big toes so you feel this inner energy, even though your thighs aren't necessarily touching, they're isometrically, almost like magnetically pulling in towards each other. Good. One more breath. And then let everything come down. Let your hips come to the floor. If you need a little release, rock the knees side to side. And then we'll set it up again. Stamp through the feet. Lift those hips up. Of course, use this as your opportunity to go to upward bow or wheel if that's in your practice. Otherwise, work on interlacing the hands and shimmying those shoulders, right? So this shoulder work is in preparation to upward bow, being more comfortable and steady. Good. Stay for 3, 2, and on 1, come on down, rock the knees a little bit. And number 3, we'll have the option to lift the legs, so set it up, stamp down through the feet, lift the hips up, interlace those hands, shimmy the shoulders a little bit closer together. Maybe stay just as you are, otherwise squeeze your right knee in towards your chest and then stamp that right foot all the way up towards the ceiling. Good. Keep lifting those hips high. Good. Looks good. One more breath. Maybe stamp down through that left foot even more. Nice. And then let it go. Everything comes down to the floor step by step. Rock the knees a little bit side to side. Just neutralize. And set up number 4. Stamp the feet. Lift the hips. Interlace the hands. Press through the palms. Stay here or squeeze now the left knee in towards your chest. Take the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Good. Right leg working strong. Stay. Lift the hips just a little bit higher. Good. And then slowly come on down. Rock the knees here side to side. So there's just one more left. So you decide how you want to take it. Maybe restorative. Maybe your deepest back bend so far today. So set it up. If you're going for upward bow, toes are forward. Bring your hands next to your ears so your fingers face your shoulders. I'm always a fan of trying to lift up to the top of the head first. And once you're there, try to squeeze your arm bows closer to the center so they're not splaying to the side. And then really firm through the hands and the feet. And that's what eventually gets those hips to the ceiling. Good. Feet are hip width distance apart. It's going to give you a little more stability. Good. Just for 3, 2, and then on 1, everything will come down. Nice job. Rock the knees here side to side for a moment. We'll take a couple breaths in Supta Baddha Konasana. So let the feet come together. The knees open to the side. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Maybe bring even both hands to your hearts. And just allow yourself to breathe. Two more breaths here. And then slowly just let the eyes come open if they're somewhere else. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Start to rock and roll here, forward and back, the whole length of the spine, to eventually find a seated position. We'll set up for Janu Shirshasana once you get there. So left leg will stay long, tuck the right foot in to that highest point of the left thigh. Flex the left toes in towards you. Good. And then arms up overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, bow down and fold forward over that left extended leg. Good. And then once you're here, take a look at your toes. Imagine getting longer through your spine. And on the exhale, sink a little bit deeper. So maybe your chin and your shin getting closer. Maybe it feels better to bring your forehead more towards your knee. So both are appropriate expressions. One more breath. And on your next inhale, slowly start to rise up. Walk your right hand behind you. We'll take a gate position as you lift your hips up. That left arm will reach all the way up and over. Good. And then slowly everything comes down towards the earth. Half pigeon from here. Just swing that left leg back behind you. Your right leg is already somewhat in position. You might have to make some adjustments. Good. Once you feel you're in your right place with that right foot flexed, those left toes pointed, take an inhale. And on the exhale, start to crawl those hands out in front of you. Good. So let's stay for 3 more of your own deep breaths. And then we'll meet in down dog, and you can give yourself any counter positions as a release that you need. So maybe pedaling the feet, maybe a vinyasa, maybe fanning open. Good. And if you didn't vinyasa, let's all do one final vinyasa together. So let's ripple forward, high plank. Bend the elbows, come down low, push up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And then find yourself in a seated position. Janu Shirshasana on the other side, forehead to knee pose. So this time that right leg will be straight. The left foot will tuck in to the highest point of the thigh. Really flex the right toes back. Take your arms up overhead, deep breath. Exhale as you bow down and fold forward. Good. And again, make that small adjustment. Look forward, takes an inhale. And on the exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Good. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, start to rise up. Set up for gate position. That left hand comes down behind you. Start to lift those hips up. The right arm will reach up and overhead. So get a nice stretch to the front side. And then slowly release. Everything comes down. Half pigeon on this side. Just reach that right leg behind you. Good. Make your adjustments. Your left knee, for the most part, should be behind that left wrist. That left foot's kind of angling to the opposite side of the mat as much as you can. Right leg straight back behind you. Deep breath in. exhale, start to bow forward. So again, 3 more of your own breaths, and then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And after you have given yourself your counter movements, no rush, but we'll eventually meet back in a seated position. And once you're in your seated position, slowly start to recline all the way onto your backs. We'll end just the way we began, setting off that eagle twist. So slowly, slowly come to a nice, comfortable lying down position. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Stack your right leg over the left, like those eagle legs. Open your arms to the side. Deep breath here. And on the exhale, twist. Take those knees over towards the left. Turn your gaze to the right. Good, and then slowly back through center. We'll take it to the other side, left leg on top of the right leg. Drop the knees to the right, turn your gaze to the left. And then slowly back through center. Unhook the legs, give yourselves one final squeeze, one final hug. And then take your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Let the legs come long. Take up some space here. You have a right to be here, so you can open your arms more off the mat. Just let your feet flop open and just let yourself be still. If you have more time to lay, please do. Otherwise, slowly just come back. If there's some little movements in the body, just bring your hands to your heart center. Let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then both hands to the middle of your forehead. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may our own thoughts, words, and actions contribute to the happiness and freedom of all beings. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I bow down and say namaste.